If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Beautiful morning.
I would have played a little bit more of the snippet of Kawhi Leonard's game winner, but I'm not trying to get a copyright strike from Kanye. There is only one thing better than a game 7 in sports, and that's 2 game 7s. And that is exactly what we got Sunday. I want to take a moment and wish all the mothers a happy Mother's Day. Hopefully you guys were able to spend time with your mother and watch some playoff basketball. And well, to catch anyone who missed yesterday's action, all you need to know is CJ McCollum is that dude, and Kawhi Leonard is a bad, bad man. I know I'm switching sports on you guys, but as a Chicago Bears fan, I have no sympathy for my 76er fans. That's what happens when you spend all summer making double doink jokes, Philly. I'm still not salty. Anyways, with the conference finals here and only 4 teams remaining, you know I have to give you my thoughts and predictions for both series. I will admit I was a bit hesitant after going 2 for 4 in the conference semifinals, but we won't talk about that. Let's start out in the Eastern Conference, where we have 2 unfamiliar teams. I feel like we're so accustomed to having a LeBron-led team come out of the East, it still throws me off from time to time. The Milwaukee Bucks versus the Toronto Raptors. The first question that comes to mind is, can anyone stop Giannis? The Bucks have built a team around him that plays perfectly to his strengths, surrounding him with shooters to give him the space he needs to attack the paint. Where he led the league in scoring this season, he's a matchup nightmare for every team because he's too big and strong for perimeter players to guard and too quick and athletic for big men to stay in front of. On the other side of the ball, you have Kawhi Leonard. The Bucks did a better job defending Leonard this season than most teams, limiting him to 22 points per game on 43% shooting from the field. But we all know playoff Kawhi is a whole nother animal. I'd imagine Chris Middleton will get the assignment of guarding Leonard, which could affect his productivity on the offensive side of the ball. Middleton has been brilliant against the Pistons in the first round and the Celtics in the second, posting roughly 19 points and 5 assists per game. I want to also bring up Marc Gasol because he's a big reason the Raptors are in the Eastern Conference Finals, but this actually could be a tough series for him. Brook Lopez does most of his scoring from the 3-point line. He attempted 6.3 3-pointers per game this season and shot over 35% from the distance. Now, Lopez hasn't shot the ball well through 2 rounds of these playoffs, but having him on the floor will force Gasol to cover far more ground than he did against the Magic and the 76ers. Don't be surprised if Ibaka is Toronto's go-to center in this series. As for my prediction, I'm going to continue to back Kawhi and say Raptors in 6. God, I really hope the Greek Freak doesn't make me eat my words. As for the Western Conference, we have the reigning champs in the Golden State Warriors versus the Portland Trail Blazers. Unfortunately, the first thing you have to discuss when looking at this series is injuries. Obviously, the Blazers are playing without center Yusuf Nurkic, plus Rodney Hood left Game 7 with a knee injury. There was nothing major, but Hood continues to be in a lot of pain, leaving him in doubt for Game 1 Tuesday night. Finals MVP Kevin Durant will miss at least the first 2 games with the calf injury that nobody seems to really know much about. Where things get interesting is there are rumors DeMarcus Cousins is on course to rejoin the Warriors at some point in this series. Cousins, who's been sidelined since April 15th with a torn quad muscle, could add a huge boost to the Warriors front court. There's a lot of ifs here, but God forbid we see the Warriors get fully healthy at some point. We might as well hand them the trophy. With 2 of the best backcourts in basketball, I'm expecting some high scoring and exciting basketball games. Obviously, we all know who the Splash Brothers are and what they will do, but let's show some love to Damian and CJ right now. Lillard, being from Oakland, will have one last chance to ball out in his hometown before they relocate to San Francisco next year. As for the 10th overall pick in the 2013 draft out of Lehigh, CJ McCollum is an absolute baller, and it's time he gets the full respect he deserves. For me, he's one of the best in the league at creating his own shot. I'm excited to see what he can do in this series. Have to also show some love to Zach Collins, the 2nd-year player out of Gonzaga, who's actually the nephew of my high school statistics teacher. Shout out to you, Coach Carroll. Sadly, with all that being said, if the Warriors decide to play hard, the Blazers have no shot. Luckily for the Blazers, not playing hard has been a trend for the Dubs this season. My biggest concern is if Kevin Durant returns, who the hell is going to guard him on the Trailblazers? To have any chance in the series, the Blazers are going to need to continue to dominate the offensive glass. And well, of course, Lillard and McCollum may need to go for a combined 70 every night. I'm excited to watch the Curry brothers battle it out. Hopefully Seth can get hot like he did in game 4. Anyways, I'm going to go with the Warriors in 5 or 6. I still haven't made up my mind. Kind of depends on if Durant and Cousins play. Don't get me twisted. I'll be rooting for the Trailblazers and hope my prediction is wrong. I just can't realistically go against the champs again. Let me know in the comments down below who you think will win each series. This past Saturday night was a taste of reality without any NBA basketball. So I'm going to do my best and recommend you do the same and appreciate this final month or so of the sport before it's an all baseball world.
8 to shoot. McCollum the drive. Pushback jumper. It's good. CJ McCollum with 37.